Alright, here we go. First post of set 6.5. If you guys are involved in the TFT community, like I am, I wouldn't say involved, but I'm at least a spectator and I do create content for it, so you're probably aware of sort of the controversy going on within the perception of set 6.5. A lot of the bigger named content creators in TFT really don't like it. Specifically, Soju and Kiyun are really outspoken against the set. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I don't think it's as bad as people are making it out to be. I think there are some issues, but I think that it is overall simpler, which is usually bad for the game long term, in my opinion at least. But yeah, so this is kind of where we're at and where I'm at with the game right now, but I still enjoy it. I'd still consider making content if you guys want to see it. So here's the first game. As you saw, I got a Lucian. Lucian is a very good early game carry, and I started with Tyr because I think in this set either Shiv or Blue Buff are the two best items for early mid game. Blue Buff is good all points of the game. So here we have three augments. Two of them are new. Back foot is one of the better augments in the game, and Treasure Trove is really good early actually, but pretty bad late game. So I decided to take back foot because that 30% attack speed is huge. Like that's a really big boost of attack speed. It's pretty much like all of your carries have 2 challenger buffs, so it's really good. And I have early Hextechs with Lucian, so I can get a quick 4 Hextech start. And 4 Hextech with back foot is really powerful because you get the on-hit bonus from Hextech, and then you get the attack speed from back foot. It just synergizes really well, so I choose back foot. And with this choice, I'm thinking I'm probably just going to want to run Hextechs, like even late game, because in this set you can build what people call it building vertically. You just like put every unit on the board of the trait that you like, the trait that you want to run late game. So in this set, I think it is a little more simple because you can honestly just play Hextech. Like you can just put every Hextech that you get on the board immediately. I slam Static Shiv because I think Static Shiv is kind of the best starter item in this set. But yeah, you can kind of just, every time you get a Hextech, you can just put it on the board. I was looking around to see Blitzcranks. Blitzcrank is not nearly as popular this set. Bodyguards aren't as good, protectors are gone, and Scrap is a little harder to fit in now that John is gone. So Blitzcrank is not like the OP must-have unit he was last set. I don't know what I was trying to say there. We win pretty easily here because I have 2 Hextech, 2 Bruiser, and I have a Lucian with backfoot, Static Shiv. So I have a really, really strong early mid game, even if I don't really hit any upgrades. If I just find Sejuani and Nocturne, like I can honestly just run this board to like level 7. It's pretty powerful. Gnar is a socialite, which is pretty unique, like a socialite striker. So he's essentially an offensive socialite unit, which is not something that we had last set. You know, we had Seraphine, Galio, and Taric. Taric is removed, unfortunately. I really like Taric, but yeah, we had no offensive socialites unless you count Galio, I guess. But Gnar is a purely offensive socialite, which is pretty cool. So this guy's running 3 Bruiser, 2 Hextech. I am stronger than him. This is a pretty easy win for me. He has his augment is Cybernetic Uplink, I think that one is. Oh wait, maybe I'm not stronger than him. Oh wait, yes I am. Sejuani's really good. She has a lot of resistances. But Cybernetic Uplink, he's not getting any value from it. But where's that the Hextech? I think that's actually that might be Hextech Unity. I don't know. I might be mistaken on what that is. I decided to put Alawi in the back line because I want her to get the back foot buff. I level up to play Gnar because I want the striker buff and I want the socialite buff, and Gnar's just a good unit. This guy's only level 4, so I should beat him. What I want to try to do is just keep this win streak. This set, I do think this set is a little better in some senses that, last set you kind of had to run Yordles. This set you don't. Like, you you can play without an econ strategy early game. Like, you don't have to have a Yordle or Mercenary opening to do well. Like, even if you aren't on a win streak like this, you can still place well without running those, which I think is better. But overall, there are a lot of things that are a little annoying in this set. So here, what I'm looking for, I don't remember what my other item is. I think it might be a glove. Oh, it's a belt. So I probably would have looked for the rod. Here, if no one takes it, I guess I would take the tier. Yeah, so I decided to take the tier here. I was thinking maybe I would take the Sejuani just so I could take the unit, because Sejuani is, even though it's a 2 cost, it's very highly contested because Sejuani fits into pretty much every late game build. Like, Sejuani Vi is just incredibly powerful, like really too powerful. I'm trying to figure out a way to keep Rek'Sai as well, because Rek'Sai synergizes pretty well with the Sejuani, and 4 Brawler start is really powerful too. Rek'Sai is better. Rek'Sai 1 is better than Alawi 1, but now Alawi 2 is actually better than Rek'Sai 2, surprisingly. So I play Rek'Sai 1 for now. Just kidding. I decide that making Econ is better than keeping Rek'Sai. Lucian dashes into Nocturne, which is a little alarming, but Nocturne didn't target him, luckily. Easy win. That guy has Makeshift. Makeshift is still really strong, but there's a new augment called Phalanx, which is pretty much just like a slightly better Makeshift, because you don't have to have unitemized units be the only ones that get the buff. And this is exactly why I did not put Lucian on the Socialite Hex, because I was afraid that someone would have a Blitzcrank. Talon doesn't do enough damage to kill my front line, and I beat this guy pretty easily. What is his augment? I actually can't really tell. I think that's Titanic Force. I actually don't know what that augment is. I can't really tell what it is. I think it might have been Item Grab Bag. I don't know. I get a little confused on some of the symbols for augments still, so forgive me. I find Sejuani, which is good. Because I'm trying to find more Hextechs. Like, right now, I just want to play 4 Hextech with this board. It doesn't matter how I position my units here, but I still like to just change my positioning every once in a while. I decided to play Sejuani instead of Gnar, because if I don't get any money, I can sell Gnar. Well, I could sell, honestly, Malzahar, I could sell Tryndamere, and I could sell Gnar. So here, I get a Hextech. I decide to sell the Tryndamere as well. One thing that they changed, I'm not confident that they changed it, but I think they might have, is I think the orbs are more likely to give you units that you already have, or units that synergize with units on your board. So if you have a full board going into a creep round, you might want to just try to clear it off as much as you can, because you'll probably get a useful unit from the orbs. Like, I got the Swain there. And I decide 4 Bruiser is a little bit better than 4 Hextech. I think it's pretty interchangeable. It honestly would be pretty matchup dependent in my opinion. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's crazy windy outside, and I can hear it like where I record. So if you guys can't hear that, sorry. But yeah, 4 Bruiser is better for just like overall. 4 Bruiser is broadly better. 4 Hextech is more damage oriented. So right now we're looking at, I currently have, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs. I have 4 pairs, so I could roll right now, but I'm sitting below 50 and I'm at 100 health. Like, the crazy thing about how much health I have right now is that I don't have a single upgraded unit. All my units are 1-star, but I'm still at 100 health just because I have Backfoot and Shiv. Like, it's enough to get me healthy enough to survive. This guy has Vi, which is scary, because Vi is like, Vi might be the best unit in the game right now, entirely honestly. Like, Vi is incredibly, incredibly good. Oh, he already has Sivir too. Wow. Yeah, I don't beat this guy. Even if I had leveled to play a Swain or rolled for a couple 2-stars, like he has Vi and Sivir already. There's no chance that I beat him. I don't know why he didn't equip his QSS though. And here there are actually two really good augments here. Shrug It Off and Hextech Unity are both very good. Triforce from my position isn't that good, but I think Triforce is actually a very good augment. Lucian and Senna are both really good users of it. Trendemir's a great user of it. Gangplank's a great user of it. And here, I think I decide, yeah, Hextech Unity, because I am committed to just going Hextechs, and I wanted the Sejuani. I felt like the Sejuani was worth taking the augment almost. Like, Sejuani's so good. I roll once and find 2 pairs. So now every single unit on my bench is a pair. Like, I have 2 Swains, 2 Lucians, 2 Jarvans, 2 Sejuanis, 2 Zacs, 2 Rek'Sais, and 2 Alawis. But I have no upgraded units. Still not a single upgraded unit. And what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pairs. So I'm pretty unlucky right now in terms of my upgrades, but my board's so strong that it doesn't really matter that much right now. Oh, this guy has a really, really strong augment. It's like Thieving Rascals, I think it's called, or something. It's where Yordles have a 40% chance to spawn with an item if you have 3 Yordles. Like, it's really, really powerful. And here, I'm probably looking for a Rod. Or I'm looking for a... What am I looking for here? I guess I'm looking for a tier. And I think I'm just going for a blue buff here. Yeah, I'm just going for a blue buff here. I'm like, okay, I'll just build a blue buff, I guess, and... We got Swain too, which is unfortunate because that's literally the only unit I'm not playing. So all of my units on the board are still one star. I'm thinking, should I replace Jarvan for Swain? But Swain gives Rek'Sai Strikers, so I kind of want to leave Jarvan in. And Jarvan is actually just really good in general. Like, Jarvan's ability is very powerful. So I decided to just level to play Swain, because, like, it makes me a lot stronger to get 4 Hextech, 4 Bruiser. I think this guy's running a 4 Bruiser board with just a Zyra carry. So this guy's definitely looking for Renata. You can tell by his items. Those are standard Renata items. The only thing he'd want is a blue buff or a Shojin. And I think this... I can't tell the difference between Cybernetic Uptick and Hextech. I think it's... Yeah, Cybernetic Uplink. So that's a really good augment. It's like... Keepers is a little weird because I don't think he was using it very well, but Cybernetic Uptick is really good, or Uplink, not Uptick. This guy, he has Renata, so he's pretty strong, and his Warwick is actually pretty good too. I don't know if he's planning to go Warwick 3 or he's planning to play Trindamere here. Maybe he's planning to play Zeri late game. Those items are just... I'm not really sure what he's... it might just be a Warwick 3 angle for him. Because Warwick's really strong, so... And I roll into a Vi here. I immediately replace Alawi with it, and I'm like, okay... what am I doing now? I'm thinking... Yeah, I need to sell Lucian here. And then I hold off equipping the Shiv on Lucian, because I really want the Shiv to go on Sivir. But we want the blue buff on Vi, because Vi is a... Like... Vi is a legendary unit. Like, Vi doesn't cost 5 gold, but Vi is a legendary unit. Like, that's the only way I can put it. That champion is so strong. So, here I'm deciding I want to roll, and there I hit a Sivir. A really easy Sivir, so I don't have to equip my Shiv on Lucian again, which is great. And then here I'm looking, I'm like, what do I want to do here? And I'm thinking I either probably want Ionic Spark or Morello on Vi. I haven't decided which one, so I haven't made anything. But yeah, right now you're seeing blue buff Vi. It's just like, it's insane how strong this champion is. I do have Cybernetic, Hextech Unity, not Cybernetic. So Vi gets the Hextech shield along with her regular shields, and she's just like, she's so strong right now, like borderline unkillable. I'm trying to figure out what to sell, and I decided to sell Nocturne because I've decided I'm probably not doing 8 Hextech. And I hit Tahm Kench, so I decided to play Zac instead, or Tahm Kench instead of Zac, which is probably the best choice I had there, because everything else kind of synergizes. So Talon kills my Sivir, but it doesn't matter because Vi's my real carry at this point. And like the amount of damage that Vi's doing, I'm like, huh. And like just nothing can really kill her. So I'm sitting here like, Vi's doing like 2 times the damage Sivir is. I'm feeding Tahm Kench 1-cost units right now because I want to make sure that I can still level up. And we're playing against another Hextech guy, but this guy only has 2 Hextech. He has Sivir, or not Sivir, he has Aurelia though, and Aurelia is very strong, but Bruisers kind of counter Aurelia, so I'm not too worried about it, and one of my Bruisers is my carry, so really, like, the Aurelia doesn't do that much. The Sivir's pretty strong, and the Sivir actually beats me here, so I just couldn't get to his backline. He has some striker. Oh, okay. So he crits every 2 attacks, which is, that's for his Sivir, his Aurelia, and his Rek'Sai, which is pretty powerful. So here I'm looking, I'm like, well, I don't really have great... I was thinking I probably want the bow because I want to build Gwynsu Shiv on on Sivir. But the bow is taken because it was on a 5-cost, there's no way I get it. And then I just decide I probably want the rod. And now I don't have to make the choice between Shiv, or excuse me, Spark and Morello. So I decided to make Morello for sure, and then I bake both Morello and Spark, and I'm like, okay, we're just gonna throw both of these on Vi, because Vi is living forever. Feed a 1-cost to Tahm, and I think we're just gonna level. Funny thing is, I'm still sitting on so many pairs. Like, I still don't have any upgrades really. This Aurelia looks a little scary, but the Bruisers just make it so difficult for her to get any resets that she's not as scary as I thought she would be. And my Vi is really, really strong right now. Like, these are probably BIS Vi items. I could see other items being better, but these items give her a little bit of tankiness as well. And then Hextech Unity is really strong on her. Like, that shield's crazy. And here, Disintegrator... I don't think Disintegrator's really that good for some reason. I don't know if it's bugged, but it doesn't seem to do very well for me anytime I take it. So I'm not considering Disintegrator. I'm looking at how much AP Vi would get per cast. And Archangel's Embrace would give her 5 mana per cast. And I'm like, I already have a blue buff. This might be the best thing I can take. So I take Archangel's Embrace. Keep hitting Tahm 1-costs. And level. And... okay. This guy has, I think that's 2-star Braum. I'm still sitting on an all 1-star board, which is kind of crazy for this stage of the game. But it's even crazier that at 4-6, I have almost no upgraded units, and I'm still winning. Like, my board shouldn't be this strong, but I have really, really good augments. And I think augments are better than actual builds this set. Like, this is an augment-based set for sure. And I keep my theme of having no upgraded units. I have Rek'Sai, I guess, but that's it. I decided to replace Jarvan for Alistar because Rek'Sai is already a striker, so 3-striker doesn't do anything that 4-striker doesn't, and Jarvan's not auto-attacking anyway. By the time Jarvan actually casts, he's too far from Sivir to give her the attack speed buff, so I just don't think Jarvan's that valuable. Not more valuable than Alistar is right now. We hit Vi 2, which is huge, and here I have to make items, so I'm thinking, do I want blue buff Zephyr, or do I want feed another low-cost unit to Tom? Do I want blue buff Zephyr, or do I want Ice Cream and Redemption? And I decided Ice Cream and Redemption because Vi is my carry, not Tahm Kench, so I just want to buff up Vi as much as I can. Redemption will help her live a little bit longer. Ice Cream gives her just a little more power. This guy's Renata, but he, my Vi items are a lot better than his. His Tryndamere items are pretty good, but his Tryndamere items are actually very, very good. Not just pretty good. But Vi is just stronger than Tryndamere is what it comes down to, and Tahm Kench is also really powerful this set too. I feel like Tahm Kench is pretty undervalued this set. We had Lucian, and I kind of don't want to buy it just because I'm not actually... And I just decided to feed it to Tahm Kench because, like, Lucian doesn't really make my board stronger. The only thing he does for me is add another Hextech. Look at the damage, and Sivir at 1 star is doing 3,100 damage. Vi is doing the most, and Tahm Kench is doing pretty good. The 50 magic damage is what I'm really looking for, and I'm looking for the difference between... the difference between 2 and 4 Hextech in terms of shield is like really low, but the difference between 4 and 6 Hextech in terms of shields is pretty significant. So I'm thinking, how do I get 6 Hextech in the game? My Vi died pretty quick there, but my Sivir's still alive, so maybe I can win this. And my Tahm Kench is still alive. Oh yeah, I win this. I think Manazine is a very strange item. It seems like it's made specifically for Victor and doesn't really work on anyone else, in my opinion. I'm looking at his AP versus his health, and I decide to feed him a Draven. I'm thinking maybe I play Zeri late game, because Zeri with Hextech Unity is really strong. Her like auto attack pierce thing applies Hextech, so it makes her a lot stronger. It's like better than Shiv. This guy has Hextechs, but... And this is kind of why I'm not rolling for Sivir or anything, because Sivir 1 is honestly, like... I know this is kind of weird to say, but Sivir 1 doesn't really do anything that Sivir 2 doesn't. Like, Sivir 1 is not much better than Sivir 2. So, I don't really need to get Sivir 2, and, like, this Vi is carrying me regardless. She's pretty much immortal, especially against DOT, like, Sivirs, so... Here, I'm thinking, what unit do I want an item for? And I'm thinking probably Sivir, but no. I'm thinking, okay, maybe I want a Tahm Kench item is what I'm looking for. So I was torn between Blue Buff and Gunblade, and I decide on Gunblade because I think the healing is more important than the Blue Buff aspect for Tahm Kench. Tahm Kench is not my damage dealer, he's my support unit. So I get Alistar and Sejuani finally upgraded, and now I'm going to start feeding Tahm Kench valuable stuff because I can just kind of level to 9 very comfortably here. I have a ton of health at 5/5, and my board's still really strong. So what I'm going to try to do is level to 9 and then probably play Zeri or 6 Hextech, or maybe even both, because I can replace Alistar with Jarvan and Lucian and then play Zeri on top of that for 6 Hextech Zeri, or I could just play Zeri with 4 Hextech. It's really, it could be either. Who knows which is better. And this guy's board is... I think he's 3 Socialite Jinx is what he is. Which is pretty strong. But does he beat me? I don't know. Oh, Tahm Kench 8 is Jinx, so probably not. Yeah. I don't know how Jinx got thrown there. Not really sure what happened. Was that Alistar? Get another Zeri and another Sivir. If we get Zeri too, we'd be really happy with it. We feed Gangplank to Tahm Kench, and we wait. And here's the Hextech guy again. I think he has 7. And he has Renata, but his Renata items aren't that good. So I'm not too worried about him, honestly. Like, Vi is just stronger than anything that he has. And Vi got to Renata, which is the most important thing. Yeah, Vi with these items is just stronger than anything on his board. Warwick's the only hope to kill his Vi, but Vi has so much CC that Warwick doesn't matter. Feed Kha'Zix and Tahm Kench, just try to give him as much AP as I can, because I'm thinking I'm probably going to get him 2-star, and I have 4 bruisers, so I don't really need to feed him health. And we get a Shroud here. Shroud is it's a really good item. It's always a good item. Late game, it's so powerful. Like, it's been good since it got added. It's gonna stay good pretty much forever. Shroud's just really good. And we feed Jhin to Tahm Kench. Now we're probably gonna start feeding him health just because he is he has a lot of AP now. We level and we decide to just play Zeri. And now we're going to try to look for some upgrades to our benched Hextechs to maybe replace Alistar with 2 Hextechs. So we put the Shroud on Alistar, and Shroud literally his entire board. I think this guy's playing Keepers. That's why he positioned like that. Keepers is, it gives you shield for every unit touching each other. So if you position in a diamond, the middle unit gets like a massive, enormous shield. But the amount of shielding that I have is just too high for him, so it doesn't really matter. And I'm looking at Zeri's damage, I'm like, that's okay. Honestly, I think Zeri's kind of bad. I just don't think Zeri's a very good unit. And this guy is another Keepers player, actually, with the exact same positioning, and I get to Shroud his entire board because of it. Or, oh wait, this is the same guy. It's 1v1. Never mind. But yeah, his Renata didn't get the shield this time, so I killed it pretty quickly. And, like, here you can just see, like, Vi might be a 4-cost unit, but this unit is legendary. Like, it's so powerful. Like, it's literally my Vi 2 versus his Vi 2. Vi is the best unit in the game right now, I think. Finally hit Sivir 2. And I finally hit Zeri 2 as well. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I don't even have 6 Hextechs anymore, so I'm not playing those. There's a Silco. Silco's really powerful. I decided to feed Tahm Kench another thing, and I put Redemption on Alistar. And this is probably the last round of the game. He positioned to get his Renata shrouded again. Even though I don't know. This guy, I haven't moved my Shroud once, and he's still getting hit by it by pretty much everything, so I'm not really sure what this guy's doing. He also has a BT on Kaisa. Like, he just doesn't have a very strong board. But yeah, my Vi hard carried me because Vi is just OP. Vi is a 5-cost unit. Even though she costs 4, she might as well be a legendary unit. But thank you for watching. If you are interested, please like and subscribe. I'll try to get more Sep 6.5 content out. And yeah, GG's. I think I'm Diamond, what am I, Diamond 4 right now? Yeah, Diamond 4 after that game. So GG's.